Good evening. You're watching the news on Croatian television. The Croatian Foreign Affairs Ministry has informed the Russian embassy in Zagreb of its decision to expel one of its diplomats from the country. Speaking in Karlovac today, the president said that while she did participate in the decision to expel the Russian diplomat, her invitation to Russian President Vladimir Putin to visit Croatia still stands.
We are continuing to develop our relations. I think that it is vital to nurture economic ties with Russia and all other ties as well, because after all, the EU itself has a two-pronged approach. On the one hand, insisting that international law will be respected, and on the other, continue dialogue, because at the end of the day, any kind of dispute can only be resolved through dialogue and not through conflict. And as I said, Croatia has an economic interest and a common security interest in terms of terrorism and similar issues.
The Russian embassy has said that in light of Croatia's hostile action, there will most likely be some changes regarding President Putin's visit to Croatia. Meanwhile, the opposition parties Živi zid and Most feel that the decision to expel the Russian diplomat is premature and unwarranted.
We don't have any kind of analysis as to what this decision will mean and what its consequences will be. This is all being done without any kind of analysis. The decision is also uncoordinated. We know that the president is inviting the Russian president to visit Croatia, while on the other hand, Prime Minister Plenković is adopting sanctions against Russia. This is also a hyperbolic and premature reaction because we don't have the results of an independent investigation to establish who is guilty and who is not. It is interesting that government first gives the Russians a cannon in the form of 1 billion euros in Agrokor, and then it plays war with a slingshot and pebbles by expelling one of their diplomats. I believe that Mr. Plenković has been directed by other centers of power, such as Brussels, as to the course of action he should take. I think it is time for Croatia to be led independently, and that decisions that are made to the benefit of all citizens, and not for someone's personal interests or career advancement.
Deputy Prime Minister Martina Dalić today expressed her hope that recent tensions with Russia would not affect the two countries' economic ties. She expects that Agrokor and the state-owned Russian Sberbank, which just recently re-established cooperation, will be able to achieve a deal as soon as possible regarding the bank's claims against Agrokor.
I think that the settlement process and negotiating a settlement deal will continue on its path, and that it will be brought to a conclusion without any major political influence.
A meeting of the Defense and National Security Council was held in Zagreb this evening, at which the state leadership discussed which multi-purpose fighter jets Croatia will buy. The two leading bids are new Gripen jets from Sweden or used F-16s from Israel. A final decision is pending. The sixth meeting of national bank governors from the region was held in Rovinj today, where they discussed how rising interest rates will affect the economy. The American Federal Reserve recently raised its interest rates, and it is expected that the Eurozone and subsequently Croatia will follow suit. Croatia's national bank governor says that the days of low interest rates are over.
In spite of the fact that people might not at first glance see a growth in the interest rate as a good thing, this actually means that the economy is growing faster, that unemployment is falling, that we have come to a situation in which monetary policy can be returned to a normal situation with some kind of normal interest rate that is not zero or even negative.
In March of last year, the Constitutional Court rejected a motion to ban abortions and gave Parliament a 2-year deadline to adopt new legislation on the matter. However, there is some friction within the HDZ-led coalition government on the issue. The HDZ believes that all parties should be invited to participate in the drafting of the law, including the Church. The HNS, however, feels that the Church has no place in this process.
One of the defining characteristics of this government is inclusion in just about everything it does. This means that we truly want to hear what all of the social groups and organizations think about the legislation that will in the end be applied to all Croatian citizens. I believe that everyone should do their job. The Church should do its job, and we as politicians will do our job.
Prime Minister Andrej Plenković chaired a meeting of the Special Expert Committee for implementing the National Education Strategy in government today. The meeting was attended by the candidates for the head of the Expert Working Group for Curricular Reforms. 6 candidates are in the running. It is expected that the committee will make its final decision within the next 2 weeks.
You can never entirely escape politics in life, but it is my position that the less politics in this matter, the better.
And taking a quick look at sports, Marin Cilic fell short of the quarterfinals of the Masters 1000 tournament in Miami after losing to American John Isner 7-6, 6-3 today. And now the forecast for tomorrow. Predominantly sunny with some passing moderate cloud cover in inland regions and on the northern Adriatic. Southeasterly winds on the coast will gain in strength in the evening. Dalmatia will see a northwesterly and southwesterly in the first half of the day. Morning lows of -3 to +2 degrees Celsius inland, 5 to 10 on the coast, will give way to highs of 12 to 17 degrees. The 3-day forecast for the interior calls for variable weather, frequently alternating from sunny skies to rain. Temperatures will rise gradually. Saturday could see some heavier downpours in the Dalmatian hinterland. The coast will see southeasterly winds bring warmer but variable weather, with intermittent rain and a chance of thunderstorms on Saturday. And that wraps up the news. Be sure to join us again tomorrow night.